Welcome to Chris Farms and Extension Services alias Chris Farm Nigeria. We are into farm setup generally, especially on poultry farm setup. We do the A to Z on poultry farm setup in the aspect of building, cages, machine installation, cage fabrication, and the bringing in of day-old chicks, point of lay, the A to Z on poultry. We also specialize on four special livestock on poultry, fishery, snakery, and piggery. Today we are doing one of our videos on cage fabrication, and this cage fabrication, we did 110 units on this row. Each of the rows is having 22 units, which is starting from here, which is 5, one row 22 units, second row 22 units, third row 22 units. Let's see, 22 units, fourth row 22 units. I hope you can see them. Fourth row 22 units, and the final row, which is the fifth one, 22 units, making it 110 units. Each of these units is on 4 tier. You can see them. 1, 2, 3, 4 is on 4 tier, and each of these units will take 128 beds. In 128 beds multiplied by 110, we'll be looking at, this is 14,080 beds. These are the total number of beds that is supposed to be in the farm, and each of the cell can take 4 beds, which is from here to here, which is equivalent to 2 feet from here to here. We also have 1.8, 1.7, depending on the dimension of the cage. So this is a complete cage on 77 units length from here to here to here. We are having 77 units, 77 inches, I beg your pardon. So this is a complete unit on a 4 tier. We fabricate as though it's imported. We get imported materials to do them, and we do it as though it's imported. Should you also want imported cages, we have them all. We have them on 96 bed capacity. We have them on 120 bed capacity. I have them on 128 bed capacity. I'll have them on 160 capacity. These cages are classified into 2. One, we have the 3 tier. The 3 tier means there are 3 steps, which could be on 96 capacity or 120 capacity. We also have the other one that is on a 4 tier, which is either on 128 capacity, like this one is 128 capacity, or another one that is 160 capacity. So they are different types. So this is just a job we've done, and also we are doing some videos to show the work, that the work is completed. The work has been tested, is a client's job we've done, and we are also testing it, sending it to the customer to see what we've done. Secondly, before now, when we finish doing the job, we tested. You can see this job has been tested. If you want to test it, you check if the waters are intact. You can see we've put in water here, there's water here, water in all of them. All the lines have been tested. None of them is leaking. All the pipes, all the nipple drinkers are intact. You can see water is inside. Once we open now, we've opened it up, water is inside. Once you break it, there is water. You can see, okay, it switched off from where? Here. Okay, this is on a 3rd line here. So once you break it, the water will start coming up. Look at it. You can see the water coming out. Can you come close? See, the water is coming out. Did you see that? Once the bed breaks on this, they drink their water. You see? You see? Once they break on it, once they touch it with their beak, water come out. They take enough water as they want to take. You can see my hands. And once they remove their beak from it, the water will stop running. So you see the beds are in here. The water, everything has been tested, and these are 22 units on 5 rows. This poultry farm is very big. It's a big building and it's taking 5 rows on 22 units, times it by 5. We are having 110 units. You can see how big the place is. So this video is also done for documentation purposes and for marketing purposes. Should you need this kind of cage to be fabricated for you, it's affordable. You can reach out to us. Our number remains 080 36 92 57 18. If you are not in Nigeria, please put our country code +234 80 36 92 57 18. Should you want to go into poultry farm, you want someone to help you build a poultry house, we can do that for you. If you want us to do the cages, we can do that for you. Should you are just coming into the industry, there are two types of production, either the layer production or the broilers production. The broilers production is for the meat production, while the layers production is for the egg production. And that of the broilers production just one value chain, which is the meat. So once you produce it, you are producing for meat, and you can only sell to people that want to eat meat, basically. And oftentimes the boom is in December period. Those are doing broilers, it is this season they sell. But apart from the boom product, which is the December and a little shift up a little in Easter period, the demand is very low. So therefore, if you must do broilers, there is need for you to open a cold room so that once the bird grows up after 6 or 8 weeks, you can slaughter and store in the fridge. If you want, unless you want to go into brood stock, you want to start brooding for day-old chicks, then you can take it further to 6, 7, 8 months. Then if you wish to go for layers, layers has several value chains. You can go for the egg production, which is you can use the egg for production. You can also use the meat for food. So it has a dual purpose. And in the dual purpose, you can eat the meat after spent better, they say old layers, or you sell the eggs. The egg, in fact, is in high demand all through the year. Customers are in high demands of egg because egg has several value chains which you can use. For instance, if you are going into broilers production, you don't really need to look for customers, really, because the customers will be coming and you might not be able to meet the customer's demand, because some will tell you they want 800 crates, 1000 crates. Are you having that capacity to produce that? At the long run, you'll be running short of meeting eggs, supplying eggs to your customer. So for layers production, layers has a very long value chain because the eggs can be used for baking. People that is baking bread needs high quantity of eggs to produce bread. While those that are into pastry, like let me say egg roll, donut, chin chin, they need eggs. So therefore, eggs is in more demand. What about people that are going into cake production, making cakes? So they also need eggs. So the value chain for an egg is too much. What about the household? Those that are using for fresh omelets, different kinds of frying of egg at home, then they need it too. So the value chains for layers production is very high compared to broilers. Broiler that is feast on meat, and after the festive period, the demand for for meat drops. So if you must go for broilers, there will be need for you to put in frozen food at the back of your mind, so that once they grow, you can slaughter, store in the fridge, and sell as frozen food. But if you don't want to go into that value chain, please, it is advisable you go into poultry, into layers, whereby once you produce your eggs, customers will be at your doorpost to pick up. Either of the two you want to go into, we are always feast and ready to serve you. You want us to build a house for you, that is a poultry pen or a poultry coops, whatever you call it, we can build for you. You can watch through our YouTube channel. You see several videos we've done on building. So if you want building, we can build for you. If you want cages, you can see several cages we've done, like this ones we are advertising today, and also doing documentation for the customer. It's a locally fabricated cage. It is beautiful, it is affordable, and it can last long. So if you want something like this, we can do for you. You want us to fabricate for you, we do one for you. You want to buy a new one as an imported one, we can also sell imported one for you. So either imported or locally made is available. Other machines that you need, like manure remover or manure scraper or manure dryer, fowl defeathering, whatever equipment you need for production for poultry, you can always reach out to us. Our numbers remain 080 36 92 57 18. If you are not in Nigeria, please put your country code +234 80 36 92 57 18. We cover the whole country in Nigeria with our services and several other African countries. So each of these categories you fall into, please reach out to us. I promise you will be glad you did. Thank you once again for choosing Chris Farm Nigeria. Always know that your satisfaction is our optimum desire. Thank you and do have a blessed day.